Hello everybody and welcome back here on South Mountain Creamery Farm. We got rained out at the end of the last episode just as we were getting harvest underway. But as you can see, it's a little bit later now and the rain has stopped again. I'm kind of hoping that might be the end of it for the day. The other thing we got done was we got the concrete foundation laid down here for our new shed, and obviously with a bit of rain and everything like that, I was a bit concerned about whether that was going to slow the project down, because we actually really need this space. We already started bringing in the straw bales that we quickly got baled up when the rain started, and I spoke to the guys and they said actually there shouldn't really be any hold up, because they used a really fast drying mix, and apparently the first truckload of the kit is just on its way down. So I'm just gonna wait, since the grain is still a bit wet out there. We're just gonna wait and see if they arrive anytime soon. And here they are. Looks like they're arriving with some of the first parts. This is the kind of kit shed that's going to be put up. I assume there might be multiple loads, but yeah, it looks like our little project is actually going to be able to carry on no problem. That's good, because that means I can get on with a couple of other things while we're waiting for things to dry. Yeah, so we're going to leave them to it. I think they're going to get a telehandler or something to come down as well that'll assist them with lifting the right parts into place. Apparently the building should go up really quickly, because once you've concreted in the right joints for everything should be good. So our fence sitting here eagerly waiting, but yeah, we got almost 2 full trailer loads, so close to 40,000 litres of wheat in. And over here, we got 2 loads of straw bales. I wasn't really planning on putting them here, but that's what we need the shed up there for. Or at least until we can clear a bit of hay out down at the cows, and maybe put 1 more load of straw in there for when the weather gets colder and everything like that. But I was thinking, if we can actually get this trailer emptied as well, is that we might as well try and see if we can get the wool sold while we got a bit of downtime. So I'll just I'll get this trailer unloaded, and then I'll bring it around to the sheep. So that's us unloaded. Wow, it's busy here at the shop today. Doesn't seem like the rain has deterred many customers here, which is of course good to see. We should probably also pop up and get eggs from the chickens. So there's a few things we can do just while we're waiting. I'm hoping that the sun's going to come out a bit stronger, so that we can get started again on the harvest, even if it means that we might have to push on a bit into the night. But yeah, let's try and get this wool loaded up on the trailer. Now half of it's obviously the neighbouring farmer Abel Nelson's. He paid for the sheep, but we've been feeding them, and they seem to have been doing quite well. They've settled in fine here, and we got like 2.5 pallet full of wool here from them from the first year they arrived, a bit into spring. So they've actually produced pretty decently. I think we'll just get the lot onto the trailer. Even though there's a half pallet there, that should be fine as well. Okay, so we got not terribly huge load of wool there, but we'll see what it brings in. Gotta head up to the right place, which I haven't been at before, so I kind of hope that I don't get taken for a ride and they're gonna give me a decent price. As we're going past here, our cornfield is still a little short of being ready, but as I mentioned in a previous episode, I think we're gonna chop it for silage instead. Since we've now expanded the cattle herd, we are gonna need a bit more, although we might also be able to get a second cut of grass coming in. So all in all, things are actually going pretty decently here. We are financially stable, the shop's making good money and everything, so it's nice. And it still feels a bit summery here on South Mountain Creamery Farm. So we're almost there. From the directions I was given, the easiest is to just head down here and turn in on the other side from what I gather. And it should be right around here on the corner apparently. So we'll turn in here. Did a little bit of contract work down here before we took on the farm itself. Here we go. Here's the spinnery. I assume I might have to go into their yard. I'm not sure. It looks like there should be enough room to turn around in there rather than having to try and reverse in. We'll see how it goes. Oh, it's good. They got a forklift, so they can lift it off for us as well. That's great. So each bag is getting unpacked and weighed by the guys in here, just while I wait. And they're just counting up exactly how much we are going to get paid for this job. And we do have to remember to give Abel Nelson his half cut. But that's 28,609. So that's 14,300 for Abel Nelson and 14,300 for us, and the $4.50 on top of that. But that's not bad. That's not bad at all. I think that works out okay, given that we've had a really good harvest of hay, so it hasn't cost us an awful lot to look after the sheep, apart from obviously a bit of time. So we'll head back up to the farm, check on the chickens, and hopefully we'll get a bit of sun and be able to pick up on the harvest again. It's nice to be able to say that the area is starting to feel like home, greeting people as we're driving past. Now obviously we are a fairly large-scale employer in the area, and it helps, but it generally feels like we've been made to feel welcome. So even though I took over from the guy who had run the farm and established the dairy over a long period, I think he was second generation on the farm, maybe even third. Everybody seems supportive and everything like that, so that's been really nice. Anyway, we're gonna keep the little fence on the bale trailer here, because there will be more bales coming in, and the other tractors are kind of busier now, unless of course we decided to use the old Hurleman again, but I think for now this will do fine. I'll just hop over to the car and we'll go up and check on the chickens. It doesn't look like the construction guys have gotten very far. Maybe they're on a lunch break to begin with. I have started thinking about putting bales right up here, because we do have a bit of space in this shed, but it'll be quite far away, and in the end I convinced myself that we've made enough money that we could we could afford the shed, but it is worth noting that we got a bit of space up here as well. So we'll just collect a few eggs here. Oh, forgot one there. That's brilliant. That's them boxed up, and they'll be sold down at the shop as well. I reckon maybe I should pop over to Abel Nelson's house and make sure he gets paid fairly quickly. I'll write him a check, and then it'll clear out of the bank account tomorrow or something like that. So that should be all right. We're still a bit old-fashioned around here, using old paper checks rather than electronic bank transfers. I don't think Abel is too keen on all the novel technology. So he's up in this house here now. My impression is, so he's got the sheds down there, and he sold one of his fields to us a little while back, and I'm under the impression that he's kind of winding down in the whole farming and just starting to enjoy life a bit instead. So it's nice that we can give him a bit of a return on his investment into the sheep. So there we go. He seemed quite pleased with what's been made from the adventure in the first year here, and we discussed we'll keep the sheep on the farm for now at least, and we'll see how it goes in the new year. Obviously we are keen to focus mainly on cattle, of course, but it's not really a problem having a small flock of sheep. But actually it's coming up to about 12:20, so I'm just going to turn around and pop down to our house and grab a bit of lunch and see if the weather won't clear up and give us a bit of a break so we can get back to the harvest. Well, that was a long, leisurely lunch of an hour and a half of having some nice food and, well, also catching up on a bit of paperwork actually. I got a call from the construction crew that they've done a lot already. In fact, the main part of the building is up. There's a little bit of the interior work left to do. But they thought I might like to come down and take a look and see what's been happening. I mean, I see that seems to be quick, but I mean, it was like a proper professional. Oh wow, yeah, proper professional crew indeed. So here we are. That looks good. Nice, simple, sturdy construction. I think it fits in quite nicely with the rest of the farm. So this one stacks all the way up high here, so we are going to have a really good opportunity to store a bunch of our hay and our straw in here and be able to bring a bit out at a time. So that's great to see. That's really great to see. So like I said, they were gonna just finish a bit of the wiring and last few bits and pieces, protective coats and stuff like that. So, but they reckon that later on this afternoon or early evening, everything's basically sorted. I'm very impressed. So we have paid about $38,000 for this shed to be established, but that was including all the foundation works and everything else. So all in all, I'm pretty pleased. It's obviously a fair chunk of money, but on the other hand, we needed the storage. So we're just back out in the field here, and we're gonna have a little look at this grain and see what we think. Yeah, I think we're good to roll again. We'll get cracking on some more harvest. ideally we'll be able to finish this field before dark. We'll get started on this. I'll swing back in once we have a bit of a load. We can go and pick up a worker again for this, but for now I'm quite happy to do this and also just tidy up the edges down along the side here. Finish off this little corner at least, and then we'll see how we get on. So that's me back down on the farm after dropping off one of the helpers. He's started running the combine down the field now, and I'll hop in the fent here, bring that out, and sort of interchange with a bit of baling. That's him on his way back up. He should still have a fair amount of room in the tank, so we'll get on with a bit of baling just to stay on top of it. Just missed it before he went completely full, but that's not the end of the world. I'm quite pleased with the yield we're getting from the field. Should be a decent resale value. I've been studying the markets a little bit to find out when the best times are to sell different kinds of grain. I'm very pleased with that, and we got another field to get through as well. But since I'm down here, I'll pop over and have a little chat with the guys that are finishing off the shed, see how they're getting on. Well, it turns out that they are pretty much just finished. They're just packing up their tools and getting ready to go. I'm very impressed with their service, so that's been very good value for money, and yeah, we can actually start using this thing, which is great, because we've got some straw sitting down there that's kind of in the way of everything where we normally park our trailers. So we got our new shed, just as helper radios in that it's getting pretty full. Right, so we'll have to run over to the field and pick up some more grain, but when we get back over here, I'm going to try and get the first bales loaded in. After all, that is what we bought the shed for. And later on in the evening, maybe, if we manage to wrap up the harvest, we'll need to check back over the greenhouses, but that might be quite late before we do that, and I might have wrapped up our little blog here before that happens. Oh, looks like he's just made a turn, so I can come straight up on the side of him and collect the grain. So since we're half full, let's we'll do a bit more baling, and we could actually just pick up a fresh load off the field and put it straight into our new shed. That would be nice. I'd like that. These things work much better when you lower the pickup. So I've just taken over on the combine again for a bit. The helper had to head off. It's his son's birthday today, and we, as a responsible employer, don't want to stand in the way of that. It might be busy on the farm, but there's a couple of the other guys down the dairy who's going to help out. When they finish down there, they were more than happy to look at getting a bit of overtime payment, so I'm really just filling the gap here, but then we'll crack on until the field is completed. But I'm really keen to try out this this new shed, so just until the guys come up here, I'm just gonna very briefly and temporarily hold off the harvest, and I'm gonna get some of these bales collected up. There we go, a full load of bales. That's a total of 18 square bales on the trailer here. Didn't take too long to get it all stacked, but it'll be nice to get it down and placed directly into our new shed. So I'll just head down with that. Fits in perfectly. So let's just see. I think we have a very healthy amount of space in here. Got a few stacked along the sides here, but yeah, wow. That's a huge help. And then we'll have a really simple and nice tally system out here now. Where we can see how much we've actually got in here in total. That's everything stacked a little neater in here. Kind of really brings home how much space there actually is in this building. We're going to have room for quite a few loads. As you can see, I now got all 16 bales here stacked decently inside the building. So that is brilliant, and we'll have room for some hay bales as well. So this is going to be a big help. I'm just going to hop on the trailer here, have a nice look at our new building. So it's getting towards late afternoon, early evening soon. The guys will be coming out of the dairy to help out with the rest of the harvest. I'm going to grab a little bit of quick dinner here, and I think we'll probably call it a day here on this episode of South Mountain Creamery Farm. Thank you very much for watching here from Overcourt Gaming. If you do like the series, the longest running series so far on Overcourt Gaming, do consider hitting that like and subscribe button. It means a lot. But thank you for watching, and see you again soon.